The following review is going to be on Studio Series 86-03 Blurr. Stay tuned. Rodimusbill here, and today we're going to do our first Transformers Studio Series 86 Deluxe figure Blurr. Now he is 8603. There is the packaging. It says Transformers Generations. There is the Transformers the movie logo from 1986. It is Blurr. He is Deluxe class, and there's some artwork of Blurr. Other side, there's 86 again and more Blurr. And it says big screen inspired scale detail backdrop. You've got Blurr to his hovercar on 18 steps. And the backdrop is Battle of Autobot City. Let's get this guy out of the package and see what we've got. And here we have everything out of the package. We're going to put the backdrop right there. First, we're going to take a look at the instruction booklet. It is Blurr. And basically, let's see, you transform him. His wave mates are Autobot, Jazz, and Cup. And let's see, you put his weapons, both his weapons and his hands in robot mode. And you could put them both on the car mode. And that is it for the instructions. Now he does come with an arc welder, like in the movie when he was repairing the shuttle when they crashed on Junkion. And that's got a 5mm peg and it just fits right over his hand. He comes with his white blaster, which is pretty detailed, pretty good. And you got a 5mm port. You got front and back. And this is his backdrop. It is Battle at Autobot City. Here's the whole picture. It says Transformers the movie logo, Authentic Transformers, 86-03. And we can just put Blurr right there. And that is Blurr in his backdrop. Alright, now we can take a look at Blurr. And Blurr is a pretty nice looking robot. Very screen accurate, but he does have his setbacks. Is he better than his Titans Return figure? Yes, he is. But like I said, he does have some negative stuff, and we'll talk about that in a minute. First, we'll take a look at the face. He's got an excellent sculpted face. It's got three different shades of blue. You got this dark blue, and the lighter blue, and the lightest blue there. Come down here, you've got the small Autobot symbol and the clear window on the chest. Mostly those two different color blues. White, very nice. Not too much kibble on the back. He's got a lot of kibble on the arms, but we'll look at that later. It covers up all the, you only have little hollow space in the foot right there, but still covers up pretty good. There is the side, and there is Blurr. Now, the articulation, his head. Ooh, his head's hard to move. 360 degrees. He's got up and down movement. The arms, it's on a ratchet. See it like clicks, clicks. Very nice. They go out. Oh, that's cool. They the shoulders stay and the arm goes out. He's got 90-degree bend, and his wrists. Unfortunately, the piece of the front is attached to his hand, so you can rotate the arms, but it rotates this whole piece with it. Would have been better if this piece would have attached to the arm. Other arm, still 90 degrees, same articulation. 360 degrees at the waist, all the way around. His foot, a little more than 90 degrees forward. More 90 degrees back. Full split. Thigh rotation right there. Knee, 90 degrees. And ankle, let's see. He's got ankle rotation too. He's got the ankle rocker. And you put one gun in his hand like that. And it looks like is an arc welder. So when he's repairing the shuttle after they crash land on Junkion. And then you could fit his other hand right in there. And he's like that. Now, let's see if he's blast effect compatible. And we'll take one of these from Skylinks. Yep, his blaster is blast compatible. And what about the arc welder. Nope, not quite on the big ones. So his blaster is the effects compatible, but that's it. And now that we got them all armed up, let's stick him back here again. All his weapons, and there is Blurr. All right, now we're gonna do some robot to robot comparison. And our first comparison, we're gonna do Studio Series 86 Hot Rod and now the Deluxe figure. So that is how those two guys compare. And then we're gonna do RC. We're gonna get a bunch of the movies. This is Siege RC or Earthrise. That is RC. We're just gonna put these guys in the back. We're gonna do all the movie figures, Autobots. And then we've got the Voyager Springer. So we got a Deluxe Blurr and a Voyager Springer. We've got our Titans Return Cup, since we don't have the Studio Series Cup yet, which we will get as soon as we find them. Here is Blurr from Titans Return. Yes, his arm is broken, but a lot of this mechanical stuff, the engineering behind this, is present in this guy too. So they're very similar, and then other specs they're not. Then we're going to bring in Preceptor, which is a Titans Return Deluxe figure. Power of the Primes Jazz, even though they will make a Studio Series Jazz figure. Now this is when he's at a scale. Here is Leader Blaster. That's how those guys compare. Blaster, I guess, is like Ultra Magnus. Here is Ultra Magnus, the Leader class, Combiner Wars. Ultra Magnus is very hard to scale because he's so big. And then what's supposed to be in scale is Dinobot Grimlock. I'm not sure how these two are the proper scaling, but that is also the Studio Series Grimlock Leader class. And then we're going to have, this is the wheelie that came with Grimlock. That's the wheel that came with Grimlock. This is the regular wheelie from Titans Return. And we're going to bring in Cyclonus from Kingdom. And that is all your robot to robot comparisons that we've got. Yeah, now to transform Blurr, first we have to remove his weaponry. And then we're going to work from the top up. What you want to do is flip this little piece down. Or it really doesn't have to, just to close up the arm like that. If you want to do it this way, it'll just make it open just a little, so you could do it like that. This is on a double hinge, so you pull it out over the head and turn it, and then you rotate this piece. And now for transforming Blurr, you take all his weapons out, put them to the side, take the back, it's on a double hinge, hold it over the face, and then rotate this, and it locks it in. Then what you want to do is you want to, the instructions say pull this down to cover the hand and in, but you don't have to. As you move it, it'll lift it up just a little to close the hand, and then you want to rotate so this hollow stuff is pointing in, and then let's put these up. Rotate that, fold this up, rotate that, and that's what you have. Now for the feet, what you want to do is come back here, and it separates right here by the white. So unhook the foot first, and then sometimes this sticks. There you go. And then fold that out, and this, you want to fold that out, very reminiscent of the Titans Return. Same here, put that in. Okay, now, once you got that done, we want to fold these up. And in the back, you'll have this white tab is going to slide in here. So, you just want to get it around, and that side's in. Get this around. We can put these together now. Let's put this together. And then we could fold this over. So there. Now, let's move the arms down. And before we do anything with them, we're going to take these pieces and rotate them. And that's when that slot and that tab are going to come together to lock in the feet. See that? Now you fold this down, and then you're going to line up that tab and that slot like that. And now the feet are all nice and snug. So the arms, what you want to do is you're going to have a tab here, a slot there, and let's see, this tab will go into that slot. And what am I missing? And oh, you know what? Let's fold these in. There you go. All right, so these have to fold in so the hollow faces the body. What you're going to have is this tab right here is going to go in that. So you got tab it back there, 1, 2, and 3. Again, you got 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3 tabs like that. That's what it looks like from the back. And all you have to do is plop the seat up, and you have Blurr in his vehicle mode. And he is a futuristic hovercar. Now, one difference between this and the Titans Return version is that had wheels on it, and this doesn't, because this he's just gonna hover. So let's take a look at him up close and personal. You got, this is the only blue that's a little off. You got the real pale blue, and this blue is a little darker, but this is the darker color. You got the striping right there. You come around, I like the little highlights there. You got that little highlight. The back doesn't look that bad. You got the little fin right there. Again, you got those 2 little blue highlights, some detail on here. There's the bottom. Couldn't even tell he's a robot. These are his feet though. And right here you have these 2 slots right there, and you also have this tab. You can also, what you do is on each side of the gun you have space like that, so you can just tab that in. And then what you can do is arc facing the body, and that is how you have gun storage. And that is Blurr. Now he doesn't, of course he doesn't have wheels because he doesn't roll, but that is it. And it's pretty neat. I mean, you got some, let's look at the cockpit. You got a little detail in there. You got little foot pedals, looks like. Even the seat is a little molded. I like the little back fin, very reminiscent of Blurr. All in all, he is a cool little figure and very G1 accurate. Now let's compare him to some other vehicles. Okay, our first vehicle to vehicle is going to be the Titans Return Blurr. Now the legs are very similar. This guy's a little blue off, but there is the differences between these two. It's same basic shape, but this one is a lot more screen accurate. And we're going to bring in RC. I know she's not the greatest RC, but that's kind of like how these two compare. And then we're going to bring in Studio Series Hot Rod. So we got both Studio Series. I'm really liking the Studio Series line too. Here is Titans Return Cup. I don't have the cup from Studio Series, but I will soon. As soon as I find them, I'll pick them up. And then here is Jazz. Although they really never saw each other until the end of the movie in Unicron. That is how those guys compare. I always like to bring in my Ultra Magnus. This is Combiner Wars Legends to see if these guys could fit on them. And he sits there. And let's see if he can fit in here. There you go. So now you got Blurr and Combiner Wars Legend Ultra Magnus. And we'll throw this guy out. And then we're going to bring in Studio Series Leader Grimlock. Now that is a big difference. Even though one's a deluxe and one's a leader size, but Grimlock is a big leader size. And here's a little wheelie that goes with Grimlock. He doesn't transform. And that is all for vehicle to vehicles. And one more thing, we're going to see if he's Fire Blast compatible. First, we're going to take these and we're going to put it right in the back of his engines. And now it looks like Blurr has fire coming out of exhaust pipes, and now he's just whoosh, going at Mach 10. And just wanted to show you with the blast effects. And it's pretty cool. Now this I like. They're both symmetrical. They're both the same, and it really looks good on Blurr. So there he is with the blast effects. And now we could transform him back. To transform Blurr back, what we're going to do is first we're going to undo here. We're going to let's untab all this stuff. You got 1, 2, and 3. So we're going to untab 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to untab these. Oops, that fell off. And push these back. And this will just snap in. Let's see. Yep. And that will just snap in like that. And then we're going to move these up to get them out of the way. And then we're going to slowly pull this over to the side, fold these overs, fold the feet back. He's actually one of the few where you don't have to rotate the waist to get him done. This side folds in. Let's see, there's a tab right there. And the foot snaps in. Fold this over. The foot, he's got a ratchet joint on his ankle, which is pretty neat. Alright, so now you got that. So, now let's roll this around so you can take this and double hinge it, and it kind of fits right in there. You see this little space right here? That fits in there, and first I thought this would fit in here, but doesn't. Once you get that in, it hides it pretty good. And now you got the big arms. So, you want to snap the arms in like that. Turn this around. Turn this around like that. Again, you fold the arm. So, this is the proper elbow. So, you want to rotate him at the wrist. And what happens is this little tab just sits in there. I wish it would have snapped in, but it doesn't. And I don't like how you rotate him at the wrist. I wish this could have been attached to his forearm. Same thing on the other side. Now his elbow's in the correct space, but you got to rotate at the wrist. See, and it doesn't snap in. It just rests right in there. And somehow the seat fell down on its own. And now we're back to Blurr in his robot mode. And I like them. I do like them. I like the extra accessories the Studio Series is giving you. This has the arc welder. And then you got hot rods. Got a whole bunch of accessories. Cup's got accessories. Grimlock's got wheelie. And we're going to bring in hot rod and Grimlock. So this Studio Series is really shaping up to be some of the best G1 figures that they made. I mean, these are like mini masterpieces. I mean, the transformation is complex, but not overdoing it. Especially Hot Rod. It's the very G1 accurate. I mean, you watch the movie and these guys jump right out of the screen. I like the scaling. I like the scaling with Grimlock. Grimlock was always that big. And what can I say? This Studio Series is just amazing. And so far, these are the only 3 I got. But once we get Jazz, Scourge, and Cup, I'll be doing the reviews as soon as I see them. And that's about it for Rodimusbill. So I'm glad you liked this video. Hit like, hit subscribe, turn on your notifications. This is a really good Blurr. Really, I mean, it's just, what can you say? These figures, Hasbro's done such a good job of these. Nothing else to say. So if there's a link below to buy these, please click on them and buy them through there. It helps me a lot. Turn on notifications. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Besides Transformers, we do like DC, Marvel. Every time I find these guys in the store, I'll let you know about it and where. And that's about it. All right. So, as Rodimusbill or Rodimus Prime once said, till all are one, we'll see you in a blur.